So welcome back. Let's take a look at, we're going to be graphing linear equations. We're going to be graphing them on a coordinate plane. So remember, on a coordinate plane we need this ordered pair. Remember, an ordered pair has to have this x value and this y value. So we want to graph x equals 3. So this is a little bit different than what we've seen because most linear equations have two variables. They have the x value and the y value. And we have that ability to kind of pick a value for one and search for the other. In this equation here, this is a little bit different. It's actually easier because what this tells me to do is it just says x equals 3. And since there's not a y involved, what that's telling us is there's not any restrictions on y. Y can be anything it wants. Okay? Since we know x has to equal 3, y is flexible. It can be anything. So I can pick x to be 3, and I can choose whatever y value I want. And since I'm going to graph this, I want to pick some easy values for y as well. So I'm going to just choose 0 for y. That would be a solution. X has to be 3, but again, y is flexible. It's not part of the equation. But since we're graphing on a two-dimensional surface, we have to pick a value for y. And we're allowed to pick any value for y that we like. So I'm going to pick, let's just say I pick a 4. 3, 4. Again, I have to find 3 solutions, so we'll just make another one. Let's do 3 and maybe a -2. So that's how easy it is to graph x equals 3. You just identify x is locked in and just pick your own values for y. So 3, 0 would be located here. 3, 4, so 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4 looks like about here. And I have a 3, -2. That looks like that'll be about here. Okay. So we want to graph these. This line. Again, this line is going to have to pass through those 3 points. So I'm going to line this up, and we're going to try to graph a line to those 3 points. So we end up with a line that looks something like that. So we have a line that plays out in that format. So notice that this line actually runs vertical just like the y-axis runs vertical. So remember how we call this a vertical axis as well? Well, this line is going to be described as a vertical line. So when I see a line that goes up and down like that, it's described as a vertical line. So when you have x equals 3, when your x values are locked in, that means you are 3 units away from your y-axis essentially, because x's that are 3 are actually 3 units away from your y-axis. So that's going to generate this line. So that takes us through graphing x equals 3. So you'll probably recognize that we'll probably do one that just has y equals. You guessed it. That'll be our next example.